sites, bearing witness to the trauma and the complexity in the region.
Lewis was one of the 12 student leaders selected for this perspectives trip that provides an opportunity to listen, ask questions, and learn from various viewpoints. She compiled footage from the trip and has this report that zeroes in on what she learned about October 7th, the state of Israel, and this pivotal time in Jewish history.
In early September, a dozen UO students flew from Eugene to Tel Aviv on a trip sponsored by Oregon Hillel. For most of us, it was our first time in the Middle East. For many, we felt the need to visit Israel after witnessing nearly 2 years of unabated Jew hatred and extremism on both sides of the Arab-Israeli conflict. Our second day, we traveled to Israel's southern border to see for ourselves what happened on October 7th. At the Nova Festival site, less than 2 miles from the Gaza border, we stood where hundreds were tortured and killed by Hamas terrorists. 360 people were murdered or taken hostage on that day. The site is now a living memorial, and Rita Yadid told her unflinching story of survival.
You have bars, you have tents where people were hiding in, and they just shooting everywhere, and at the same time screaming out loud, Allahu Akbar, Idbach Eliud. God is great, slaughter all the Jews. Allahu Akbar, Idbach Eliud. Allahu Akbar, and they're getting closer, until they got so close to us, right outside of our ticket booth, where I felt like they're already invading my body just from the screaming of understanding that someone is out there to murder me and to kill me.
Just a few minutes away is Kfar Aza, a kibbutz now mostly deserted since it was invaded, entire families destroyed. Kfar Aza was one of the hardest hit kibbutzim on the 7th. Here, terrorists went house to house, shooting, stabbing, and sometimes burning entire families alive.
The first apartment, a couple in my age been murdered. And in the second apartment, we got a family that it's quite new in the kibbutz. They just moved to this apartment a month before the event. They got a very young baby. And when the terrorists killed this couple, they touched the house.
And a hostage family member fighting to free all remaining hostages held in Gaza spoke to us about the depth of pain still haunting the Israeli people.
I am afraid because we know for a fact that our hostages, they pay the price on every decision our government makes. We know it. And I feel lucky for being able to bury my brother and niece, because I got the full circle. But many people are still waiting.
We ended the first day at the Western Wall, the last standing wall of the Second Temple, where Jews have prayed for centuries. That same night, a massive protest outside our hotel in Jerusalem revealed an Israeli society at war with itself. People I spoke with said they've completely lost trust in Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's coalition government as a brutal war continues in Gaza. Thousands of Israelis have been standing against the government, calling for them to end the war and free the now 48 remaining hostages. The next day, we toured the old city of Jerusalem, peeling back the layers of history in the land, Jewish, Christian, and Muslim. We also met with Palestinian peace activists who shared their vision for coexistence. Fearing retribution, they didn't want to be on camera.
There are two people living on this land, Palestinians and Israelis. And the two people should have the right to live in safety and security on this land. You need to pass the message that there are extremists on both sides. We can no longer generalize it's always the Palestinians' fault or it's always the Israelis' fault. There are extremists on both sides that are ruining it for everyone. Tell these people yelling intifada on campus that an intifada will not bring about anything. We've had two already and nothing was achieved.
The activists we spoke with say lasting peace will require normalizing trust between Israelis and Palestinians. Our last day in Jerusalem, we visited Yad Vashem, Israel's Holocaust Museum. where we walked through hallways of evidence and testimony, learning about the plight of survivors that illegally immigrated to Israel.
And when we'll bring them all back, we can create a new nation to be proud of, and we'll be led by hope. Because as I said, hope dies last. And some would say that hope never dies.
October 7th shattered illusions about Israeli security and exposed the underbelly of Jew hatred and anti-Semitic conspiratorial thinking that has simmered for centuries. Visiting the land revealed to our group a complex truth, that the majority want peace but are held hostage by extremists, manufacturing a cycle of needless violence. I'm Tiffany Lewis reporting.
Time